Huh. What is this? Yep, this is the Spro Bronzeye Shad, if you guys don't know what it is. And what it is basically a modified hollow belly frog. And what they've done is, instead of putting the feet out left and right, it's now up and down. So this is the one I have. This is the gill pattern, and it kind of looks like this. It's pretty beat up, and we're gonna do a review on it right now. Like I said, this is the Dean Rojas Spro hollow belly frog slash fish, and I fished it with pretty good things to say, a couple bad things to say, but majority of it is pretty good. And what I wanted to start off with is, when I took it right out of the box, I threw it out. First 5 casts, I got a bite on it. I mean, it was a pretty vicious bite. Did not get a good hookup ratio on it, and it was pretty vicious because you can see right here on the butt, fish took off some paint. So I mean, this is one of those lures where you pull out of the package and you just know it's gonna work. Now, the other thing that's really unique about this lure is, if you haven't noticed it yet, it probably looks like a mouse. You know, if you're looking at it from this side, if you're looking at it from this side, it probably looks like a mouse. Look at it from this side, I have no idea what that looks like. So it's definitely something different that the bass hasn't seen. And that's probably why it worked so well for me. That first couple of trips I brought out to our neighborhood pond, kind of our test facilities for our lures. Excuse me. So yeah, this is the Spro. You can find these for roughly $10. Okay, these are going to be a little bit more expensive than your standard Bronzeye frogs and things like that. So Bronzeye Shad, got it. First thing I've noticed was the paint scheme on it is great, but the paint doesn't really want to stick. So that's something for you to expect. Okay, so this one, Bronzeye frog, Bronzeye poppin' frog, this has been hit, I don't even know, 30 times. Still looks pretty good. This one's been hit maybe 15. Yeah, probably 15. But I would say a majority of them are hitting the tail for some reason. So that's why I cut down the tail. When you buy the tail is pretty long. It's probably twice the length, kind of like that. And I've noticed that the fish will hit the tail a lot, so I cut the tail down. And once you do that, it seems like some of the hits kind of, I don't know, maybe the tail actually triggers a lot more of the hits. Once I cut the tail down, it seems like I got less hits for some reason. So if you get this, maybe don't cut the tail in half. Maybe you only cut it, leave 75% of it on it. Maybe that's a pretty good tip for you, I guess. The other thing is, this is a little lighter than your regular frogs. Even though it does have the shape and it looks big, it's a little lighter. I keep on forgetting the exact ounce rating on this thing is, but it's a little lighter, no rattle, which I think you should put a rattle in. So that's one thing that I think Spro is skipping out on, is a rattling system. Put a rattle on it, I think it'll do you really, really good. Hooks are good. The other thing is, these are pretty good wide hooks. So if you get a bass that can chomp down on this thing, yeah, it's got pretty stout hooks on it, and you're not gonna be disappointed in the hook quality too. The hook quality is actually really good. I don't know what brand it is, but it's like basically the whole entire ass end of this lure is basically it's a giant hook. And the cool part about this lure is it glides. It glides very well. It glides as well as a spook. That's something you can't say about any other frog. Even if you had a style of frog that looks like this. These frogs, they don't glide very well. They'll turn, but they don't glide. This actually glides. I mean, if you don't know what gliding is, if you're just turning a frog, it might just kind of be like this, right? When you're popping a frog, it kind of stays like this. Glide, at least in my opinion, has to go this way, and then it has to come back this way. That's gliding. And it glides pretty good. Primarily due to this body shape, because if you look at it, it's not round. It's not very, it's like your traditional frog design. It's very triangular. It's almost like a boat, right? So it'll glide pretty well. The other thing is this thing skips pretty well too, because all the sides are flat. So skipping this thing, if you like to skip stuff, this is the lure for you. Okay, forget about these other frogs. You can skip them, but they're not going to skip very well. This, on the other hand, skips pretty darn good. You're not going to find a better skipping lure or hollow belly lure out there, in my opinion. This skips very well. It goes through weeds, over branches, and things like that very well. Primarily due to its cone design. Very, very cone-like in nature. Works very well going through brush that I fished. And I do fish it on pretty heavy line, 55-pound braid. Daiwa Samurai is a must, at least that rating. And I've caught pretty much. I haven't had a real big hit on this. That's the other thing too. Like, I can't get a big bass hit. Like, I'm big meaning bigger than 3 pounds. I mean, the pond I have, or the little creeks I fish at, to get a 5-pound fish in there is kind of rare, but usually on the other lures I've gotten big hits. But this one, it just seems to trigger a lot of the smaller fish. So maybe that's another thing for you as well. If you're looking for a big bite, this might not be the lure for you. If you're fishing like pads and things like that. If you're trying to skip under docks and stuff, then yeah, this is definitely the one. But kind of, take those words and use them if you want to. And if you don't, well, it's all good too. So this is the Spro Bronzeye Shad. It comes in, I believe, 8 or 10 different colors as well. All good colors. Basic whites, blacks, and cool other colors like this. Is also good. But the thing is, actually, I didn't really like the black and the purple. I kind of wanted more of a maybe a couple maybe strands of chartreuse or something here. I don't know, change it up a little bit. But overall, I mean, the lure is definitely unique, and it's part of the reason why that guy Dean Rojas likes it so much. Is he likes to skip stuff a lot through brush and laydowns and overhanging branches and things like that. And I can see this being another really good lure for doing that type of stuff. I mean, I know there's jigs, but maybe the bass sees 3 or 4 jigs every day go to him. But a topwater lure underneath real tight overhangs, that's something that people don't always do. So if you like that type of fishing, then definitely pick one of these up. The hooks won't disappoint. Like I said, you do have to probably modify them, bring them out a little bit, and the hooks are right on the corners, which is really cool too. They're right on the corners. If you can see them, give you a better angle. There you go, right on the corners. So as long as you can depress this corner down a little bit, the hooks are there. Unlike some other frogs, where, say for like this one, for example, the Strike King, it's there, but it's not perfectly there. I mean, the angle on it is not as good as this one. This one's got a better angle. It's got a softer body too. In the world of soft body frogs, the Spros are they're pretty good. They're pretty soft. Maybe this one's a little too soft since the paint is not sticking to it. But that's just something about these hollow belly frogs. The paint's gonna wear out on them. The paint's gonna wear out on them a little bit faster than your other traditional hard baits. But it's kind of the thing about these lures. You don't expect to go for 100 fish on these and never replace them. But on the upside, it seems like the nastier they get, the better they work. That's the other thing too. So that's the other thing about lures, is the nastier they look, it seems like the better they work. So you might come back and just touch up some of these red spots and maybe just paint over it a little bit. But that's about it. That's all I would do. And yeah, that's kind of the review for it. Not a super long review, but it's still a good review. Like I said, it's a skipping lure. I think it's primarily designed to be skipped, and if you're that type of person who likes this characteristic, then yeah, this is going to be way better than any other frog you'll ever use. And it can still do everything your frogs do. So yeah, and I think this is more of a mouse imitation than a bluegill imitation. Kind of a rare thing to be throwing. Something that fish don't always see, and it works. So yeah, check it out if you guys want to check it out. damn it, it's that stupid black background with a stupid red frog again. That means the video is over. But I really do like this video, so I think I might just subscribe, like, and share this video with all my friends. And don't forget to share your daily catches with us on Facebook or on Instagram.